All right, colleagues, just have a few bills today. I think 5, and make sure you get ready. Time to sit here. Is Chris coming today?
Yeah, here he is right there. Yes, sir.
Oh no, you're fine, bud. I just want to make sure gives me people sit down as I can. I want to introduce. I have a shadow today. I didn't introduce on the floor because the speaker really loves when we do that. But her name is Samira Jackson. She is a family friend, and she's an attorney. She wanted to see how the democratic process worked, and we're showing her abbreviation of that today. So he's back there. Yep. So we are going to get started with House Bill 701.
House Bill 701 establishes numerous consumer protections and disclosure requirements relating to the sale and resale of tickets. There are 2 sets of amendments in your packet. The shorter one moves the effective date back by 1 year. The other one in your packet specifies that the bill does not apply to tickets that are part of a series, i.e. season tickets, and it removes the requirement that a reseller shares the contact information of a purchaser.
Move the amendment.
On the amendments, is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none on the bill. Any discussion?
Move the bill as amended.
Now's the time, Chris, if you have some questions.
Season ticket holders in a secondary market, are they going to be able to sell the tickets for what they'd like to sell it for? Right? Is there private right of action in the bill?
Right. Delegate Ampery.
Good question. So this only applies to venues in Maryland, right? Or is it anybody selling something in Maryland?
It can only apply to venues in Maryland.
Okay, all right, close one. Okay.
Because you're selling that. That's
Right.
what you're selling.
Yeah, okay,
That's
that's
the product, is
Got
that
it.
seat right there
Right.
is the product. And it's in Maryland.
Got it. All right, cool.
Everything. Now the bill, it precludes, it requires upfront pricing, ticketing for your tickets. It precludes speculative ticket sales, meaning that people that sell tickets they don't actually have. And it also, as originally intended, stops you from selling tickets over the value, over the face value. Except if you're a season ticket holder to an event such as a sporting venue or a theater. Yeah, nobody's buying those tickets anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I am. Wait a minute.
All right, I think Delegate Waffle has a question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I think we talked about this in the hearing, but for clarification, what is the enforcement mechanism, right? So if I do sell a ticket over the value, what happens?
Consumer Protection Act,
Okay, so,
AG's office.
okay, thanks.
Yeah, so it's still, because it's a Consumer Protection Act, there still does have a private right of action. I know you're looking for a reason to not vote for it, Chris. I was gonna give it to you, don't worry. Just get it at the end. Delegate Pippy, you have a question?
Applies to concerts, right?
Yes,
So,
applies to concert.
so a real life example, Seth gets tickets to Taylor Swift.
Again,
Yeah, again, and he can't go for whatever reason, and he wants to sell the ticket, and because there's limited seating, the ticket values have gone up. So if he sold it for more than he paid, he's subject to the Consumer Protection Act.
and exactly, because you're gouging customers, and the way we do this is obviously go through the secondary market, letting them know that, again, they too have a responsibility. So when you know how much a ticket is worth, you should not be advertising a $95 ticket for $2,000. And the goal again is to allow regular individuals, and it depends on where you fall, what side you fall on. If you believe that regular individuals should have access to their favorite venues and favorite artists, the only way to stop these we say the word bots, and I don't think anybody really knows what that is. But these individuals that have whatever computer programs they have to buy up all the tickets within the first 2 minutes, create an artificial demand,
Yeah.
and then sell them at whatever price they want to. I mean, there was a Drake ticket that went for $43,000. That's offensive because not only because it's Drake, but because it's a very expensive ticket. And so, sorry to all the Drake people, I'm sorry. But my point is, but what they're doing is they're really eking out the regular working day person from being able to afford. But they're really eking out a regular everyday person's ability to buy a ticket to see any of this stuff. And so we listened to all my colleagues on the floor, you know, when we had the hearing, and I really did keep in mind, I mean, I know you were talking about Pearl Jam, and I'm sorry about that. I can't help you. But as far as the season ticket holders, the individual, the sporting events, and we tailored it as narrowly as we could to really go after the bad actors where the most money is made. And that's why I cut it the way I did in hopes that we can at least start protecting those individuals and allowing them to have access to their favorite venues or favorite artists. I know, Chris, you had a question?
Based on what so I'm Pearl Jam, I'm Commanders. I went to Philadelphia 2 years ago and watched Hamilton. So does the bill apply if I bought the tickets for Hamilton in Philadelphia and then I want to resell them for because Hamilton was a hot show.
But it's not a Maryland venue.
It's not a
Maryland product.
So you're saying that a resale of a ticket as a Maryland resident doesn't apply if the venue's outside of
It has to be a Maryland product.
Okay, if it's a Maryland venue and I sell it to a consumer out of the state of Maryland,
You're still violating the consumer protection. You're selling them, you're gouging someone for a Maryland product. So it's like if you were to sell gas for $23 a gallon because of a hurricane, you're gouging someone because there's an artificial demand, or the demand, whether it's artificial or not, and you're gouging them as a Marylander. Yes. If it's a Maryland product you're selling, but if you're selling tickets to Hamilton, you want to triple down because you can't go or just want to make money, we can't enforce that. It's not the intent of this bill. Seth? Yeah, he's looking for reasons. Go ahead, Seth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we did allow for, I mean, you say gouging, but during COVID, we did allow for expanded price on some products without it falling under the Consumer Protection Act. There's none of that flexibility in the bill, A, and B.
If we go back to COVID times, I'll work that in.
So, but there's a precedent. And so A, and B, I think part of the Consumer Protection Act is and could potentially be jail, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This concert starts to sell out quick and the producer raises prices.
They can do that.
They can do that.
There's nothing about dynamic pricing. If that artist decides they want to sell each of their tickets for $1,000, since they are actually a part of that loop of the venue, the production, the people that are actually, you know, selling a service, that's their choice.
But what if I bought it at $500 and then they raise it because things are really hot? Can I sell it for $1,000?
Are you asking what the face value would then be?
Correct, yeah.
I'm gonna guess it'd still be the 500.
So I'd be violating even though they're getting $1,000 for what I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm being greedy, but I got you. Yes.
I got it.
Doug Wyville, you good?
Face value or percent over face value?
Not, there's no percent over face value.
All right, and then what about post cost?
I'm sorry, fees?
If I'm sending you,
No, fees and all that. You can, just like StubHub, you can charge fees.
so I can recover that.
Mhm.
Is anyone opposed to the bill?
I'm sure a lot. I know, I believe the StubHub still is. I don't believe any of the theaters are anymore. I don't believe any of the sports complexes are anymore, or the sports teams. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really good at the kumbaya moments and getting everybody come together. Sometimes you just pick a lane and try to do the right thing.
Under committee testimony, it wasn't a lot of them.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot anyway.
Thank you.
Look at Ampry.
So back to the law around the if you buy a package of tickets, it doesn't apply.
Correct.
So that would also apply for like suites.
Correct.
Okay.
Are you doing us a suite? Is that what we're doing? You got us a suite?
He does.
That's good. It's the second time you've asked, brother. Appreciate that. Is there any more discussion on this bill as amended? Hearing no further discussion, we would do a roll call. Mr. Vice Chair.
Aye.
Delegate Harrison. Delegate Boafo. Delegate Howard. Delegate Charkoudian, Delegate Rose, Delegate Pruski, Delegate Fennell, Delegate Turner, Delegate Valderrama, Delegate Chi.
Aye.
Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Aye.
Delegate Adams, Delegate Aaron's, Delegate Pippy, Delegate Jackson, Delegate Johnson, Delegate Rogers. It's excused. Delegate Amprey, Delegate Weibel, Delegate Fisher, and Delegate Queen. Outstanding. Bill passes as amended. Next bill, please.
The next bill is Senate Bill 429, which amends the Vestry Act so that all Protestant Episcopal churches in the state have the same corporate status. The bill is drafted, came in with the study language, the amendments in your packet. Strike all of that and conforms the bill to the House bill as passed by this committee.
And Mark, as I knew you had some interest in this, but because the bill was narrowly tailored again to the Methodists, we are going to be writing a letter figuring out how to get some study work done. Mark? Gotcha.
Amendment.
Any discussion on the amendments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none on the bill as amended.
Bill's amended.
Is there any discussion on the bill as amended? Hearing none. Is there any opposition to this bill, guys? All in favor of the bill say aye. All present voting aye. Delegate Rogers is excused. Next bill, please.
The next bill is Senate Bill 539, which is the same as the sell and resale ticket bill, House Bill 701 we just discussed. The amendments in your packet, there are two sets. The first one pushes the date back by a year, and this other one conforms it to the House bill that you guys just voted on.
Move the amendment.
On the amendments, is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
Bill's amended.
On the bill as amended, any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Vice Chair, Delegate Harrison, Delegate Boafo, Delegate Howard, Delegate Charkoudian, Delegate Rose, Delegate Pruski, Delegate Fennell, Delegate Turner, Delegate Valderrama, Delegate Chi, Delegate Frazier Hidalgo, Delegate Adams, Delegate Aaron's, Delegate Pippy, Delegate Jackson, Delegate Johnson, Delegate Rogers is excused, Delegate Amprey, Delegate Weibel, Delegate Fisher, Delegate Queen. Bill passes. Next bill, please. Which bill is this? Hold 541. Next bill, please.
The next bill is Senate Bill 571, which requires a covered entity that provides an online product reasonably likely to be accessed by children to complete a data protection impact assessment of the online product and establishes numerous rules, procedures, and prohibitions related to that assessment. This is the cross-file to House Bill 603. There is an amendment in your packet which conforms it to House Bill 603 as passed by this committee.
Move the amendment.
All right, any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Council, this is the one where there was some discussion around pushing it back a full year, correct?
Yes, sir, I believe there was, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chair, can I make a verbal amendment motion to extend the effective date by 1 year?
The amendment is to push back the effective date by 1 year. It's been properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. On the amendment to push this back 1 year, all in favor say aye. Any opposition?
Bill's amended.
1 year. To 2025. It's
Okay.
currently effective October 1, 2024. The new date will push it back to 2025.
Trying to give the Office of Attorney General enough time to actually deal with this bill. Would we do that? Any discussion on the bill as amended? Hearing none. Mr. Vice Chair,
Aye.
Delegate Harrison, Delegate Boafo, Delegate Howard, Delegate Charkoudian, Delegate Rose, Delegate Pruski, Delegate Fennell, Delegate Turner, Delegate Valderrama, Delegate Chi, Delegate Frazier Hidalgo, Delegate Adams, Delegate Aaron's, Delegate Pippy, Delegate Jackson, Delegate Johnson, Delegate Rogers excused, Delegate Amprey, Delegate Weibel, Delegate Fisher, Delegate Queen. Bill passes as amended. All right, again, colleagues, just be, keep your head on a swivel. I know we have to be back, what, 4:30? Please, ooh, 4. So make sure you guys grab a bite to eat. I don't think we're gonna be in past 6, but it depends how long the minority leader decides to talk on each bill. And just keep your heads on a swivel for any more voting. Guys, thank you very much. We talk to you soon.